Alrighty guys, we're back for Cyclosaurus, and this is a Lost Caverns of Ixalan Standard brew, and I'm Red Cat. Let's go over the deck, then hop right into some ranked. Check out our cycling dinosaurs. We got a couple Rampaging Spiketails in here. This is a 6-mana, 5/6. When it ETBs, target creature you control gets +2/+0 and gains indestructible until end of turn. Cool, but more importantly, swamp cycling for 2. Nice. In this build, you're going to be cycling these out way more than you're casting them probably, especially in the early game, right? I'm going to put this in the 2-drop spot. We also have Seismic Monstrosaur. This is a 6-mana, 6/5 with trample, and for 2 and a red, you can sacrifice a land, draw a card. I don't know how often you're going to want to use that ability, man, but hey, it's on the card, so you never know. But more importantly, mountain cycling for 2. We have Nurturing Bristleback. This is a 7-mana, 5/5. When it ETBs, create a 3/3 green dinosaur creature token. Cool. But more importantly, forest cycling for 2. Now, all these cycling cards, of course, it doesn't say basic land when you cycle these out, so you can totally mana fix by grabbing like a proving ground. Pretty neat, huh? That all reminds me, guys, this was a suggestion down in the comments. Thank you so much for the suggestion. It's definitely going to be a fun one. Even the name was in the suggestion, Cyclosaurus. Very awesome name, huh? We have a lot of other fun cards packed in, like Saheeli's Lattice. A 2-mana artifact, and when it ETBs, you may discard a card. If you do, draw 2 cards. Nice. Craft with 1 or more dinosaurs for 4 and a red. So 5 mana total. Now it reads, exile 1 or more dinos you control and or dinosaur cards from your graveyard, which of course is going to be very important when you're packing your graveyard full of those cycling dinos. Now you exile it, then return it as Mastercraft Raptor. It has 4 toughness. It is an artifact creature. That's important when we run into a lot of go for the throat builds all the time. Some people are just rocking all 4 go for the throat. So, you know, mono black might actually have a rough time hitting this raptor. You never know, huh? So, Mastercraft Raptor's power is equal to the total power of the exiled cards used to craft it. So this could be one heck of a chunky dinosaur. I like it, man. So maybe we hit a Spiketail out of the grave, as well as a Monstrosaur out of the grave. Then at the very least, it's an 11/4 artifact creature. And again, like go for the throat doesn't hit it. And in mono black, another card that we see is actually like Virtue of Persistence, right? The adventure side. -3/-3 also doesn't hit it. So you never know, dude. Also, for the Virtue of Persistence, I am also going to go ahead and drop this in the 2-drop spot. Our 2-drops are getting pretty stacked here, but but no, that's definitely important because getting to the 7 mana is actually going to be a little bit tough in here, but hopefully not too bad when we're cycling out that much. But why is it going to be tough? Well, we only got 19 lands, guys. And honestly, I think that's going to be okay. I mean, we're ripping a lot of the lands out of the deck anyways. And when you are mana fixing this much in a build, then your draws get a little bit better too, as like now you're not just top decking land. I mean, there's going to be moments where you really want to top deck a land, don't get me wrong, but you guys know what I mean, right? But with 10 cycling dinosaurs being able to grab us basic lands, and we actually have more ramp here too. We have cards like Lorekeeper ramping us into dinos, that'll be key. We have Paleontologist ramping us into whatever the heck we want, but then also potentially helping us cast those dinos back from the grave too, so that'll be nice, right? Oh, we also have Topiary Stomper ripping some basic lands out of the build. I was concerned to add the Stomper because of that bottom ability. Of course, it can't attack or block unless you control 7 or more lands. And again, it might be pretty difficult to get 7 lands on the board when we only have 19 lands in the build. But honestly, we should be fine overall, hopefully. It's also like a dinosaur fits that theme nicely, and just like, yeah, just more ways to ramp is probably going to be fine and dandy. More ways to grab basic lands from the build like Huatli too, Poet of Unity, eventually flipping into that Saga for just 5 mana as well. It's 5 mana and 2 of them is like hybrid Boros colors, so you're just going to be paying red in this build. And then Roar of the Fifth People is actually pretty good too, giving some dinos, helping you ramp, searching for dinosaurs on Chapter 3. Chapter 4 though, dinos you control gain double strike and trample until end of turn, so that is a way to give trample to that Mastercraft Raptor, huh? And double strike for that matter. I mean, if you're not closing up the game that turn, well, I guess it's GG in the other direction, right? But no, seriously, yeah, that 4th chapter is pretty wild, man. But yeah, a couple of those. What else do we got here, guys? We got Hulking Raptor, also helping us ramp at the beginning of your pre-combat man phase, giving you a couple green sources. The ward too really does go a long way. Worst case scenario for poor Hulking Raptor is you're up against a control build and they're just like, oh, cool turn 4, check out my turn 5, and they drop the Sunfall, right? So that's always worst case scenario for poor Raptor. Outside of that, Hulking Raptor is pretty darn good, I would say. To have Palani's Hatcher. Speaking of pretty darn good, man, giving all our dinos haste is really good. Generating some eggs. Those eggs eventually turn into 3/3s. Everything about the Hatcher is pretty darn good, man. Also have Trumpeting Carnosaur here on the top end. 3 of them. So 6 mana, 7/6 trample. When it ETBs, Discover 5, that's all really good, but then also acting as a part of our removal too. For 3 mana, 2 and a red, you can discard this. It deals 3 damage to target creature or planeswalker. Nice. Also chilling here on the top end, we got the Skullspore Nexus. 8 mana, but it costs X less to cast, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. Okay. Whenever one or more non-token creatures you control die, create a green fungus dinosaur creature token with base power toughness each equal to the total power of those creatures. Neat, very neat card, man. It also has another ability here for 2. You can tap this, double target creature's power until end of turn, which of course could really come in handy, especially if like the opponent has an unblocked chunky creature that's getting through, then you just double it and really slam face, huh? So the mana base, guys, we have a whole bunch of basics because of course we're going to be ripping these basics out of the build with the Huatli, with the Stomper, and with all the cycling land too, of course, or the cycling dinos, right? Of course, every now and then we're going to be hitting proving ground with the cycling dinosaurs as well. So hopefully we're not going to run out of basics, because I am opting for the Abandoned Mire, Crucible of Defiance, and the Who Endures. Also a Cavern of Souls, because every now and then we don't want our dinosaurs to be countered. But also, you never know when we're going to mana fix this onto humans for our Paleontologist and the Lorekeeper too. Guys, I missed a lonely little dinosaur over here. Itzkinth, also acting as a part of our removal, also just being another dino in the build. Pretty neat, huh? Did I go over Tear Asunder too? More removal. We have a Tear Asunder. I actually don't remember if I went over this. Every now and then, it's just going to be 4 mana, remove whatever the heck you want, and it's exiled too. Beautiful. Oh, I did miss. Yeah, it looks like I didn't go over my removal. I have Into the Fire here as our board wipe of choice, I suppose. It's a 3 mana sorcery speed, deals 2 damage to each creature, planeswalker, and battle. Okay. Now you can put any number of cards from your hand on the bottom of your library, then draw that many cards plus 1. Oh, I forgot to read the choose one. You get to choose one of these, and the reason we're opting for Into the Fire is because I'm seeing a large variety overall between aggro. You know, you run into 3 aggro games in a row, then you run into 3 control games in a row, and every now and then you'll see the random mid-range list. There'll be moments where you're in desperate need of wiping a soldier's board state, but then in the next game, there's nothing to wipe at all. So just like filtering out, trying to find more creatures as your opponent's removing them all, seems pretty good. Yeah, try now Into the Fire again, see how it does in the current meta. Bunch of honorable mentions I'm actually not going to take the time to go over, but especially the Callous Sellsword I wanted to go ahead and bring up here, because you could use that burn together to go ahead and throw the Mastercraft Raptor to the opponent's face, so that could be really cool, huh? Thought about going 5 color here, Soaring Sandwing and the Marauding Brine Fang being more Cyclosauruses, huh? Thought about more ways to go ahead and bring cards back from the grave, like Defossilize, which I believe was in the original suggestion as well. And I believe the Lich Knight's Conquest was also in the original suggestion too. Maybe not. I kind of forget right now. Not having a Tali Primal Conqueror in here feels a little silly, but I already played with a Tali this week. You know, let's just try something different this time. Squirming Emergence could definitely be a cool one too. I didn't opt for the Brotherhood's End. I already went over why I opted for Into the Fire instead. And Brass Tunnel Grinder could have been cool. And Everflowing Well, I believe, was in the original suggestion too. So yeah, neat one. But yeah, just opting for Jund colors this time around. Okay, guys, enough rambling, huh? Let's go ahead, take it into some ranked and see how we do. All right, we'll see if we can get right into that first game here. In the meantime, what am I expecting from the build? I have no idea, bro. I have no clue. I guess jank. got a lot of great cards packed in. I love the whole cycling concept. I think it's going to be really fun. That's what I'm actually expecting. A fun time, huh? All right, let's give it a shot, dude. Let's do this. Opponent goes first, unfortunately, but of course we grab our black source on the Seismic Monstrosaur here, which will be our proving ground. Oh, there's our proving ground. Do we start with that instead? Yes. Yes, we do. We want to remove that Swift Spear as soon as possible. Ooh, the ultimate test, huh? Going right up against Mono Red. Great first turns from Mono Red, too. Double Swift Spear is brutal, brutal stuff. Okay, I'm going to go green source. This is sorcery speed. Virtue of Persistence number 1, back up to 16. We're gonna have to do something a little bit more. And next turn, at least we'll have Virtue number 2, and then Lorekeeper to block. Or Lorekeeper to ramp if we can survive the turn, but Kamano flips next turn too, so. Yeah, we didn't even have to cycle out. I mean, it's gotta be the squee, right? Yeah. So Lorekeeper comes down. Like, I'm thinking Swift Spear could still be a problem. We can come back at some point, but, you know, not yet. So that's good news at least. More life gain too, so back up to 13. Yep, Kamano flips. 4th mana comes down, and it's going to be a Mishra's Foundry too. Very nice. So we do have the Hatcher if we think we can survive this swing. If we don't have to chump block, we can get Hatcher down. And maybe... Oh, Phoenix Chick is getting in the air, though. That's getting around the Hatcher anyways, so yeah, we're in trouble, huh? Take it. Let's take it. Let's see if they have, like... They have 1 card remaining. It wasn't a Lightning Strike. They would have done it right then and there for extra damage on the Swift Spear, too, right? So... Okay, we won't be able to block the Phoenix Chick. They have Mishra's Foundry to power up on the ground. I suppose either one of these, right? Red source is fine. Get that Hatcher down. That's pretty huge for us, man. That's pretty good. What do we got here? Something in their hand. Sticking, I suppose. Here we go. We're not attacking. We need all the blockers available. I'd be surprised if they actually kept that Lightning Strike back. Instead of just going face, because that would have been an extra 4 damage since Swift Spear was also getting through. Okay. Wasn't. Kamano. Yep, that's a way to poke. That last card in their hand, guys. Maybe it was the Kamano. Maybe they drew more land for the turn. Okay. Well, how's this going to work? We want to make sure that the Swift Spear dies regardless of what they play from hand, even though the Hatcher trades into it. We want to attempt to kill the Etching, I suppose. And we could probably take the 2 successfully and then have this to block like another something greater next turn. Right? No, I shouldn't. We should block everything available to us and then see what the opponent ends up doing here. Yeah. We'll see what happens. Lorekeeper really coming in handy, dude. What do you guys suppose is in the opponent's hand? Maybe we got lucky. Oh, dude, terrific blocks, man. Holy cow. The Hatcher's alive. The 3/3's alive. Maybe it's like a play with fire. They want to get rid of Hatcher that way? They don't. Stomper's not bad. Stomper can't block yet, but like everything else can. It's probably... Well, first of all, we play our land. We don't have the second black source for Virtue yet. We don't have 7 mana anyways, but... So we'll grab the swamp off the Stomper, I suppose. And then go Saheeli's Lattice. Right? Maybe it was Monstrosaur for the turn instead. We could cycle instead of draw. No, I'm going to draw. I'm going to draw, yeah. This is pretty good too. And at what point do we want to start swinging? Because Commando doesn't flip next turn. Oh, 2 Itskin. That's actually pretty good, man. That's actually pretty good. Squee doesn't come back just yet. This can't block, remember. Boundary. Okay. I'm going to start swinging. It might be very, very risky. But I'll tell you what, it's just a matter of time until Mono Red top decks the damage they need anyway. So if we're not putting any pressure on the opponent, then it's going to be a GG eventually. Okay, Commando flips next turn. Just like double Monstrous Rage onto the Phoenix Chick. Of course, the rolls cancel each other out, but that would still be 6 damage, right? Because the top part of Monstrous Rage gives +2/+0. Dude, what a great first game. Oh, wow. I'm actually shocked that they played that as a land. I wonder what's in hand then. Maybe another one? Well, even then, using it as a utility to go wide? Guess they don't know what's in our hand. I don't know. Now, when we do this time round, guys, we got to make sure we use Lorekeeper to actually play out the Itzkinth. Well, depending on what else we want to play for the turn. Lightning Strike. Okay, that's not great, man. That's not great. It's like I said, if we don't find a way to win. Okay. Full swing. Block. Block. Taking that down to 2. Yep. Yep, we could go down to 1, but that increases their top decks that they could go for. Oh, Into the Fires was pretty good too, huh? That could have really come in handy. Wow. Now we could always craft. Actually, it does get haste. Opponent's at 15. If we drew a land, we would have won this turn. 8, 14. Yeah, with the Stomper. Actually, hold up now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Guys, if I would have kept the Lorekeeper on the board, we could have won this turn. If I wouldn't have blocked there and went down to 1. Guys, that's rough. Okay, now we got to just play it slow, though. Right? Oh, it's anything, though. Stomper, too. Oh, that's it. That's right. Done. Stomper. I almost missed that. Dude. I'm so glad I saw that. I bet you guys were screaming in the comments, man. How sick was that, dude? Holy cow, you can't ask for a better first game. Oh, I almost missed that. Oh, geez, I'm so glad I saw it. Yeah, dude, you're not just exiling stuff from the grave. You know, even when I was going over the deck, I brought that up, how important it was. Yeah, you can exile stuff on the board too. So even though we didn't see the land and Stomper couldn't swing, doesn't mean we couldn't transform it into a Mastercraft Raptor. Oh, buddy. I wonder if the opponent saw that too, and they were just like waiting for us to do it, or for us to see it. So that was sick, dude. Holy cow. Oh my goodness. Virtue of Persistence life gain was huge there. We gained 4 life total from him, right? So we did end up getting a decent amount of land on the board for only having 19 land, so that felt good as well. Yeah, man. Ah, geez. The rest of the matches can go however the heck they want. Well, as long as we see land, huh? This is a mulligan, unfortunately. We go first here, too. Oh, no. Oh, no. 18 land remaining in the build. We need 1 more for the cycling. Do we risk this? We don't want to go down to 5, do we? Okay, let's try it. Let's try it. We want to keep the removal. We want to keep the cycling. the removal on Carnosaur or cycling. I guess we unfortunately send back one of the cycling dinosaurs. I'm going to go for the more expensive one there. Come on, land off the top. If we go down to 5, like, we're kind of doomed, right? Dreams of Steel and Oil. Okay, well, that sucks. I should have kept both cycling creatures. Maybe they won't see the Seismic Monstrosaur. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. Oh no, it wasn't a land anyways. What have I done? This is what I get for saying the rest of the games can go however they want. I think it's interesting to see that for the Dreams of Steel and Oil, they opted for the Huatli there. Oh no, guys, and we mulliganed to... Oh, we're in some serious trouble, huh? I suppose Into the Fire might be a little better than Hulking Raptor, depending. Land! We got there. All right. Now what? I guess we got to go Seismic Monstrosaur to make sure we have our red source when it comes time. And then what are we discarding? Probably like Trumpeting Carnosaur when it comes time, because they're probably going to have us discard something, right? I don't think I wanted to do this on our turn, right? I don't think so. Virus Beetle, Hidden Face. We're just one turn behind. Like, we can pull this back. No, what's this do? They cleave it, huh? Reveals their hand. You may choose a non-land card from it. So we grab a land to make sure that we can actually... mana fix or just like mountain. Mountain's fine. And they probably want to hit, I guess any of these are fine. I don't know what they want to hit here, honestly. They go for the Virtue. Okay, we have Trumpeting Carnosaur open, but like we're in some serious trouble. We could filter out, draw with Into the Fire. Like discard these two. Draw 3, that way... You know, we're filtering out all 3 cards. Maybe there's something better. That's tough because, yeah, if we let them go... Okay, I'll go Into the Fire. If we let them go, they can grab our Into the Fire. It doesn't matter what order, but I suppose Trumpeting Carnosaur can go on top, right? Oh, nice. Okay, now they want to hit that Saheeli's Lattice. If they're going to be peering into our hand at all, that's exactly what they want to do. Yeah, because that card draw is huge for us. Darn it. Oh, wait, it's artifact or creature. Okay, so Lorekeeper's out of here. Oh, wait, Saheeli's Lattice is an artifact. Aw, man. Yeah, that's the grab for sure. Opponent's deck is super brutal for how bad our starting hands were there, huh? Well, we got the mana. Now we just gotta rip some fire off the top. That Saheeli's Lattice would have gone a very long way, I'd say. Go ahead, Shield Receiver. Get that Lorekeeper out of here, says the opponent. We're in trouble, dude. Now, I don't know what their main win conditions are, but I can only imagine if this is, well, kind of looks like mono black discard, but with the Deathcap Blade over here, it's likely going to have like the Restless Land, right? Okay, Nurturing Bristleback. No matter what we do, this is going to get discarded, so we want to go ahead and grab a land and play the land this turn. Now that Liliana's established, right? Like, no matter what, we want to make sure we do that. Keep our hand nice and empty. Lisa. Okay, cool. It's not just a splash of green for the mana base. It is Golgari. Discard.
You won't be outsmarting me.
Duress too? Jeez, bro. Oh, no. I don't have enough mana for that. Oh, no. That would have been so good, actually. You know, I suppose, again, we just keep our hand nice and empty, and I am going to do this on our turn because we don't exactly know what we're up against. Like, we don't know if this is just going to be surprise Tameo safekeeping or something. Oh, listen, number 2. It can go plus. We're getting to that point where Liliana, I don't even think they want to go -6 just yet. Ooh. We got our 6. Now there's a lot we can top deck to actually get onto this board. The problem is Liliana lockdown, right? If we play a creature, they go -2. If we find another creature, they go -2. They're going to keep their hand nice and stocked because of the Glisa. Because we have nothing. Brutal game, dude. The opponent is going to win in a couple turns, so we are going to play this out, make sure we see what we want to see off the top. Oh, they're just going to have us get rid of 3 of our lands right now. I'm actually surprised they're not opting to go ahead and keep... Okay, well, this pile is the one we want to sacrifice. I'm surprised they're not opting to keep the Liliana alive, go +1, and then they could go like -6 next turn. But I guess it does... Oh, nice. Good draw. I guess it does make a little bit of sense, because if we do top deck something really good, like a Carnosaur again... Okay, we want a forest. Play the forest. Wouldn't this be a wild comeback, dude? I don't think it's going to happen, but... Mire X? Okay, yeah. Go for the throat. Oh, well. Alright, they get a draw. We're down to 6. They have 5 on the board, but... Oh, yeah, and they don't have Mire X for the turn. Oh, there they go. Okay, they have 6 on the board now. Deep Cavern Bat. Terrific card. Wow. Look at that, guys. That would have been a good play, too. Although everything dies to Glisa a Sunslayer. That first strike... Death Touch. I wanted to say Trample so bad for some reason. Yeah, first strike, Death Touch. Oh my goodness, send help. Hey, good game, opponent. Cool deck. Looks brutal, man. Yeah, going for the discard theme in Golgari is really cool. So I wonder what other Golgari cards they actually had in this one. I suppose the man, what's that card name? The 2-mana knight. Why can't I think of that card name? It's gonna drive me nuts, guys. You know what? I'm going into my Cyclosaurus right now, and we're gonna find this out together. Well, first of all, it's Golgari colors. And then second of all, oh, there it is right there. Yes, Mosswood Dread Knight, man. Ah, jeez. You know, sometimes the more cards played, the more I forget about it. That's really funny, dude. Yeah, no, Mosswood Dread Knight would be great in that one too, right? Also another way to keep their hand nice and stocked up while maining creatures on the board too. Yeah, making sure they have stuff in hand after discarding to their own Liliana and stuff. Like, yeah, that's all important. Uh-oh, guys. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, this is 3 hands in a row where we're only seeing 1 mana. Man, when we play 19 land in like an aggro build, we see more land than this. All right, let's mulligan. Okay, whew, jeez. All right, so we keep the 6, send a Hatcher. We don't need 2 of those right now. Uh-oh. Soldiers. All right, this is going to be a great test. Could be mono-white humans, too. Mono-white soldiers. There's a lot of ways to put great lists together like that. Okay, swinging for 3. Here's our second turn. We don't want it tapped. We want Carnosaur to hit the Vanguard next turn. So hopefully it's not Vanguard 2, man. So keep this open. And we probably grab pretty much anything would be fine. I'm thinking a red source based on this hand, but a green source would be fine too. And we have a second one too where we can grab a second green source, but like we have what we need on the board. Adeline, yep. We're in trouble, dude. This is a great turn 3 from the opponent, hitting us real hard. Down to 10. Grab a, yeah, like I said, anything, but it has to be Has to be untapped, though, because we have to have the Trumpeting Carnosaur open, which I'm actually... Am I going to do it now? What do you guys suppose the odds are that they have protection? I'm going to do it now. Are we dead next turn anyways? We're probably dead next turn anyways. But you never know. In mono white, there are some options for some protection spells that they could have. So I think doing it now is a little bit safer than holding back. Aw, Vanguard number 2. Yeah. Yeah, we're dead. A good game opponent. To be fair to us, we only had 3 turns. So that was pretty rough, man. After mulliganing, we actually had a good hand too. We actually had... Yeah, so that was our turn 3. That was their turn 4. Looking good, man. So mono white humans then. There might still be like a small soldier theme in there, but either way, looking really good still, huh? So far, overall, too, the deck is fun to pilot. We just got to make sure we get more than 1 land in our opening hand. So if we have to go up to 20, we will. We'll talk more about that in the final thoughts, too. Oh, we go first this time. That's important. All right, we give this a shot. 2 tapped lands pretty rough, but like we could find an untapped land and go right into cycling. Oh, crap, dude. Oh, crap. It's really good that we went first. Hey, Into the Fire is excellent. No untapped source, so no cycling for the turn. Maybe we got to talk about 20. 19 land might be greedy, but it seems to be working out all right. Lorekeeper. Okay, well, Virtue of Persistence. Even though we're not doing anything else for the turn, hits the Feldon really nicely, getting that 2 life gain there too. It's got to be the Virtue, right? Even like, yeah, like if we cycled, played Lorekeeper, then took another 3 from the Feldon, bro, we're in danger. Oh my goodness. All right, Proving Ground. We grab a... Oh, it's Mountain Cycling anyway. We can't play the Lorekeeper off of that. I don't know what I was thinking there. I was thinking, yeah, grab a green source, but no. No, it's either Proving Ground or a Mountain. Well, crap. We grab a Mountain, and I guess the Into the Fire next turn's fine. Or we just play our Proving Ground, get our Lorekeeper down to chump at the very least. Yeah, that's probably okay. Chump the Swift Spear and hope that Monstrous Rage doesn't trample on through. End the festivities. Play with Fire to face would be so good for them too. It is going to be a Play with Fire to the face, guys. Guys, we had such a good first game. And now the rest of the games are pretty rough, huh? Down to 5. First of all, we do clean up this board state pretty nicely, but I'm pretty sure we're just going to die. Being at 5 against mono red and not having anything established on the board, even if we, first of all, we hit our mark so well here, but I'm pretty sure we're still going to die. Either this turn or next turn. Feldon. And then we're at lightning strike range. Hey, wow, now we're drawing, bro. Now we're seeing it. So we go, we grab our land. Untapped source. Paleontologist. Nice. Okay, sweet. See if we end up perishing to some burn. I suppose we are forced to block here still, right? But then they get to C2 off the top to find the burn that they need anyways. But like if we let it go through and they drop and end the festivities, oh, it's just some land off the Feldon. We might be alive. Play with Fire, yeah. So if we let the Feldon through, we would have died to that. And Play with Fire. Well, good game, opponent. I wonder if they still swung with the Feldon because they have the quest to swing, or they just wanted to see if they could get through that way too, maybe. I don't know. Because they had the double Play with Fires regardless. All right, so far, what I'm feeling, guys, what I'm feeling is that 19 land is very, very greedy for this style. The problem is, see, I'm conflicted, right? Because first of all, the suggested list had about 19 land too. I think actually right on the money. Maybe not. Maybe it was more. I might be wrong. But then also I'm conflicted because overall it seems to be playing out okay, but maybe we could increase our luck a little bit with that 20th mana. You know what I mean? Hey, there we go. Oh, nice. Nice. Yeah, dude. We go first too. See, that untapped source is essential. In the last game, we had to wait that extra turn for the proving ground. Like, just having this untapped and actually being able to do something on our turn 2 is huge. Green Source, Paleontologist. Tear Asunder, Virtue, Trumpeting Carnosaur. We have terrific cards packed into this build, huh? Okay. Hulking Raptor it is. Ward 2 up against a fellow Jund player over there. Ward 2 is good. Stomper. Oh, it's going to be 5 color. We're going to want to go fast then. More land off the top. Don't mind it. Don't mind it. We're going to need to use the red source from the Paleontologist, so we won't get a swing there. Still worth playing the land for sure. And it's 1, 2. Why does it... Oh, the red source from the Proving Ground. Okay. I see. Okay. See what we hit here? Ooh, Huatli. I should have actually... No, this is fine. And I'm going to grab a red source. Maybe. There you go. Swing. Now, hopefully the opponent doesn't wipe the board, but at the very least we'll be able to reestablish something. Darn it, guys, that's brutal. Like I said, though, at the very least we have a hand that can reestablish itself quite nicely. We can actually forest cycle. Oh, I shouldn't have played that land. I always get so hasty with my lands, guys. We should have just grabbed another Proving Ground. That's okay. We can still keep everything... The Tear Asunder and everything open here. And then grab a land, make sure we have the 6th for the Carnosaur to reestablish, right? The board wipe was brutal, especially when we were actually doing the thing. We were doing the thing really well, too. We go +1 here. Do I want to... Do I want to kick this? That's a 6/6, guys. I'm actually just going to make sure that I have the land that I want in case I want to go Carnosaur next turn, right? But yeah, no, so instead of playing the land, I should have done that on my turn and then played the Proving Ground out tapped. What does the Tear Asunder want to hit? Artifact or enchantment? What counts as an artifact or enchantment? We only have 4 mana. The opponent. Let's see what we hit on that Carnosaur, and I'm just going to let them keep that Nissa for now. Because we could potentially find... Oh, interesting. What do I want to hit here? I guess 2 damage to everything. Could cycle out our hand too, but our hand isn't that bad. Hitting the Nissa for 2 damage isn't bad, right? I don't think it is. Leyline Binding, Carnosaur out of this equation, guys. Uh-oh. Oh, man, I feel like we were set up so well, too. Ah, board wipes. Why? Why board wipes? Yeah, that Nissa's their win condition for sure. So, I mean... Could, like, play Virtue of Persistence, take 11 next turn, start getting the Trumpeting Carnosaurs and stuff back. Is it just, like... I think we're dead. I think we're dead. I'm gonna do this on our turn so they don't get anything else from this Nissa. Take 11. Like, we could gain some life here. Oh, Who Endures, guys. Guys, I almost missed this. That's our utility land. Get that Carnosaur back for sure. Maybe I should have waited actually for their turn to see if they swung and we could have blocked the 5/5 at least and taken 6 there. But I kind of want to see what I get on our turn. You know what I mean? Because what if we got? Well, I don't know what we could have got. Leyline binding. Okay, so we only have one Tear Asunder in the build, and we only have one Who Endures in the build too. Oh my goodness, the opponent has had absolutely everything that they needed, guys. I don't think waiting until their turn would have helped too much, huh? Especially since Leyline Binding has flash anyways. We double up the Beanstalk, swinging for 11. Let's see what's on top of the build here. Ooh, Rampaging Spiketail. 1, 2. Okay. Okay. So we cycle, and we grab a swamp. It's Proving Ground. I don't have enough swamps in here, guys. I keep doing that. That's actually really funny. So we don't have enough mana for the 7 mana version, and this is sorcery speed as well. So if we would have, okay. If I would have had 2 swamps in here, we could have played the 7 mana version. Good game, opponent. Good game. Wow, they had what they needed that game, huh? Pretty brutal match, but good news. 41 minutes in, we're gonna push one more game. The games have actually felt pretty fast overall, I'd say, right? Cyclosaurus doing a thing so far. I like it, man. I like it. Oh yeah, definitely janky. I think in the suggestion too, I think they mentioned that it was a janky one, but like, it's cool. I like this. Okay, right. Yes, we go first. The Proving Ground being tapped has really held up this deck so far. Like, I guess we are gonna want to consider more basics. Oh no, the Who Endures was really... Oh no, more mono red? That's not great, guys. That's not good news. I'm gonna cycle out the Monstrosaur for a green source. I should have doubled down on Lorekeepers this turn, guys. Played the Who Endures. That's what I should have done. Right? Played Who Endures, doubled down on Lorekeeper, and then played our Swamp next turn for a Hatcher. But we don't know if the Lorekeeper would have survived, but still. Huh. I probably don't want them to ramp. Okay, another Commando. Yeah, Who Endures might have some good targets here, but I don't know. Mana flips next turn. Let's grab that green source from the build. It's a Proving Ground. I keep doing that, guys. I keep thinking that, like, oh yeah, we're grabbing an untapped green source. No, mountain cycling. Oh, thank you, opponent. I appreciate that, actually. So if that's tapped, I suppose we're just gonna play the Who Endures, right? Get our green source down, red source. Let's actually see what the Saheeli brings here, because maybe I'll want to find something a little better than that. And I want to keep both Lorekeepers. I'm just looking for more dinos, big dinos, but like Hatcher's really good. Okay, I'll get rid of a Lorekeeper. Yeah, that was a good draw overall, though, wasn't it? Lorekeeper down. We could have 4 mana regardless for the Hulking Raptor, but 5 mana into Hatcher's a little better. The odd that the... No, yeah, it's Proving Ground. Yeah, no, Proving Ground's tapped has really been terrible for us today so far. Partially my fault too, because I keep thinking that I'm cycling out for an untapped source too. I wanted a green source over the red source there for sure. We're in big trouble, man. Into the Fire would be huge. Crucible does help us block on the ground quite nicely. Is that better than the Who Endures picking up an Etching? Probably. We don't necessarily want them to have more mana. Hulking Raptor at the very least blocks for the turn and ramps us next turn. We need Hulking Raptor to survive. The worst case scenario, they drop a mountain, pay 4 to lightning strike the Raptor. Other worst case scenario, we block and then they just go Monstrous Rage. It is going to be a 4-mana Lightning Strike. Oh no, I think that's it, guys. I called the worst case scenario, and that's got to be the worst case scenario, right? I think so. We do have the blockers on the ground once the Hatcher comes in. But, like, are we going to survive at 4? No. Oh, actually, no, we're dead. Mishra's Foundry. Mishra's Foundry powers up and they full swing. Goldhound has Menace. We're going down to 3 anyways. Oh, dude, we're, like, super dead. We're super duper dead. Oh, and a Crucible. Oh, man. Yeah, no, actually, the Menace was going to be enough to push that through anyways, right? 5 damage. Hey, good game, opponent. A lot of mono red today, huh? Very brutal stuff. Into the Fire would have been huge. Do we want to talk about 3 of them? Probably not, because you're still going to run into decks that it just Into the Fire does nothing against, right? Actually, I have a lot to say about this build. I have a lot to say about this, man. Let's go to the final thoughts real quick. I'm thinking here. I'm racking my brain. Here's some Jund Cyclosaurus. All right. Dude, this was fun. I liked it. Okay. So, for what we saw today, I would drop an Itzkinth down to 1. I still think the 1 of is going to be fine. It's a dino, fits that theme, counts as kind of sort of removal, right? But I think 1 would be fine. We definitely, like, when we drew 2 of these in a row, that wasn't, like, something we necessarily wanted to see 2 of in a row. You know what I mean? It is a legendary creature, too. I would consider that second Tear Asunder as well. Tear Asunder is really good. Hits a lot. Artifacts, enchantments, like, there's just so many of them all the time anyways, but then, like, you just pay 4 mana and all of a sudden remove whatever the crap you want. That's really good, actually. I think 2 Tear Asunders could be really, really good. On that note, excuse me, guys. On that note, I would drop a Lorekeeper and go up another Paleontologist. I actually don't have 3 Paleontologists, but, like, I feel like the generic mana fixing and ramp was going to be a little bit better than the dino mana fixing and ramp. So 3 and 3 sounds like something I would do potentially, right? Outside of that, we could just say more testing required as well. As it is a janky build anyways, maybe there isn't actually a way to make it any better. Maybe this is already at its peak, you know what I mean? You never know. It also depends what you're going up against, too. Maybe you're just sitting there looking at Into the Fire like, why the heck would you ever play with this card? 2 damage doesn't hit anything. And in my brain, I'm thinking like, man, Into the Fire, that hits so much of what I'm seeing all the time. And so, like, I had 2 of them, you know what I mean? So everyone's meta seems to be a little bit different sometimes. I still liked the double Stompers, especially how it paired with the Saheeli's Lattice in that game. So glad I actually saw that. Other words, today would have been a very rough day, but that first game makes up for all the tough matches for sure, dude. Holy cow. Virtue of Persistence was great. I wouldn't actually go up to 4 of these, though. I like the 3. I think the 3 is going to be fine and dandy. Okay, now the big thing we got to talk about, man. Do we go up to 20 land? Would 20 land feel like flooding? No, probably not, right? The cycling was actually really expensive because there were turns where you just got to take the whole turn to cycle for a land, and then you end up cycling, and then you end up grabbing something that doesn't actually work out, or grabbing a tapped land, which really, really held us up, man. Proving Grounds being tapped, especially against all those aggro decks, just like waiting an extra turn, while Mono Red's already putting the pressure on between turn 3 and turn 4. First of all, their turn 3 and their turn 4, right? Even the mono white humans that we saw won on their turn 4. So waiting any amount of extra turns. But do you want to drop the Proving Grounds? Absolutely freaking not, man. The mana fixing is going to be excellent regardless, but it was really slow, and that was a big problem for the build overall. Only having the 1 swamp kind of hindered us a little bit when we wanted to grab an untapped source for the Spiketail. We were losing that game anyways. I was just trying to be fun about it. I was going to grab a swamp, play the untapped swamp, and then go Virtue of Persistence, but we already had the 1 swamp out. So maybe we drop like the Abandoned Mire and just go up another swamp instead. The utility land that I wouldn't drop, of course, Crucible of Defiance always does a thing for me, and extra chump blockers really does go the extra mile. And then Who Endures actually did a thing too. And yeah, again, hitting artifacts and enchantments is really good. But, you know, if we go up a Tear Asunder too, then maybe we don't need these, and maybe just having extra basics would be better. And that's the same concept with Cavern of Souls too. Were there any instances where, like, we were like, oh crap, we're gonna get countered? It's too bad our Cavern of Souls isn't on the board. No, not today. And it's only one Cavern of Souls too. The mana fixing is still really nice, but maybe we just want more basic lands, right? Make sure we're actually able to grab whatever we need out of the deck whenever we need it. Skullspore Nexus didn't come into play. A lot of worst case scenarios in those games. Like every time I was like, oh yeah, well if the opponent finds this, I guess that's the worst case scenario for us, and then they find it right onto that depopulate after we stocked up our board beautifully. And in those games, we really showcased how the 19 land works out too, up against that 5 color build, right? We really showcased that it totally works. We could totally get 6 or 7 mana on the board without too many worries as we're filtering out, grabbing stuff with Huatli, Topiary Stomper, ramping with everything else. The Hulking Raptor ramp was really good too, man. Hey, while I'm sitting here rambling, guys, down in the description, we do have that Discord link as well. That's another great place to drop suggestions too. So always feel free to join up that Discord down in the description. And then also we have that Patreon link while you're down there, right? If you feel like supporting the channel that way, the Patreon has been an excellent way to support the Red Cat community. So that also reminds me, guys, thank you so much to all my patrons. Dude, for real, thank you. It really does go the extra mile. So thank you, thank you. All right. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. What would you add or take out? Do you guys think it would actually be better suited for more colors instead of just Jund? Opting for just Jund at first made sense in my head, but more colors maybe would actually push this, you know, from super jank into normal jank. Yeah, maybe a 4th color at the very least could be cool. At that point, like if you're adding more colors, there's always a part of me that's just like, oh, domain, we gotta have domain cards now. And then, yeah, at that point, you're changing the whole soul of the deck and ripping its heart out too, so. Huatli as a 2 of. How do you guys feel about that? Being a legendary creature, did it hold us up? No, not really, right? I don't think so. I think the 2 of is actually pretty good. Yeah, I think the 2 of Huatli was fine. Okay, guys. Hey, if you made it this far into the video for real, y'all are champions. I super duper appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video.